We live.
It's live. It's Saturday Night Live. America. Well, here we go. Saturday Night Live. Tonight it's the Primordial Trust. Through the power, force, might, and will of the great nothingness of the almighty powers of the great nothingness of almighty flow. The great nothingness of infinite beingness, of infinite, endless, limitless, invisible light from which comes the absolute all. All that was, all that is, and all that is being and becoming realized into realization, actualization, and form as we all now will and commanded to be, is now being and becoming an active force of higher consciousness and an active force of infinite intelligence within us all now being and becoming the great primordial dragon god sun kundalini flames now whirling and ascending up our spines from our root chakra to our central heart chakra, all the way up to our royal crown chakra, igniting our royal crown chakra, illuminating our first eye, our Lord Amunel Dragra, our hidden priestly grandmaster magi, dragon god, sun, king, and queen, igniting all of the 72 chakras in our first eye, our 72 primordial dragon god, sun, kings, and queens, and all of our legions of 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 armies 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 of armies. Now, willing all of the powers, all of the forces, all of the elements, all of the essences, all of the dark matter, all of the dark energy and ethers into being and becoming all of our will servants, serving all of our wills, objectives, intentions, and desires, crystallizing them all into realization, actualization, and form as we all now will and commanded to be. Now, being and becoming our own Grandmaster Mother Dragon God Sunlight Beam Mind Ship Merkaba, now opening up a supermassive black hole, folding out of this time space continuum, returning back to our original primordial beginning, returning back to our original primordial station and original primordial DNA blueprint before creation and humanity and before the fall of our primordial soul, renewing our dark matter and dark energy soul, reabsorbing our original primordial essences, reigniting the divine spark back to its original primordial charge, recharging our infinite soul back with the great mother dragon goddess queen, being and becoming something brand new that's never been, being and becoming one with the absolute all that was, all that is, and all that is being and becoming realized into realization, actualization, and form as we all now will and commanded to be. Now, bringing all out war, judgment, death, and total destruction upon the multi universe created by the lower multi dimensional um, archonic demiurge, angelic, and demonic energies that slayed our primordial souls before creation, using our primordial energy to create this light and energy extraction creation matrix, empowering our souls, keeping us ignorant, well, imprisoning our souls, keeping us ignorant of our truer and higher selves, so it can feed off of our light through this wicked and worldly system until now, because now it's the time of their fall as our new primordial dark matter, dark energy self return back to creation from our primordial beginning, traveling through a supermassive black hole in our Grandmaster Mother Dragon God Sunlight Beam Mind Ship Merkaba, now ripping through and tearing holes into the space time continuum, circling all corners of the earth, awakening all of the holy, divine, infinite, magical sparks at once. Now, all shedding their physical cocoons, being and becoming beings of dark matter, dark energy, emitting a new primordial light. Now, all ascending up into the Grand Master Mother Dragon God Sunlight Being Mindship along with the infinite soul of Mother Earth, leaving an empty shell behind as we open up a super massive black hole floating out of this space-time continuum and out of this matrix, complete folding out of this created matrix as it is completely destroyed, as we're all now reunited back with the infinite all as one, now free to begin experiencing true divine love, being and becoming a new primordial universe where the earth is renewed into something brand new beyond any description, as our souls are now free to begin experiencing our own worlds as kings and queens, exploring a new and never explored universe and multiverse in peace, love, harmony, and balance until this day of Brahma becomes the night of Brahma. Through the power, force, might, and will of the great nothingness of the almighty powers of the great nothingness of almighty flow. The great nothingness of infinite beingness, of infinite, endless, limitless, invisible life from which comes the absolute all that was, all that is, and all that is being to become realized into realization, actualization, and form as we are now willing commanded to be. Abracadabra Ashe. You ready to start now? Crown Day chakras. Crown Day chakra libation. Ain the nothing, the sachet. Ain
Ashe.
the infinite Ashe. Ain
Ashe.
soft or the infinite light Ashe. Adam
Ashe.
Cat. Atik Yaman, the ancient of ancient, the most ancient of days, the primordial Christ, Ashe.
Ashe.
Atik Yaman, the hidden face, the primordial Christ, Ashe.
Ashe.
Emanations, the supernal holy universe manifesting as our holy divine infinite magical names, the cosmic Christ, Ashe.
Ashe.
The great abyss of Gnosis, the crown of Zerampin, the small face, the indwelling Christ, Ashe.
Ashe.
Berea, foreign creation in paradise, manifesting as the holy divine infinite magical dark archangels and demons, Ashe. Yetzer, formation, manifesting as the holy divine infinite magical orders of dark angels and demons, Ashe. Ashia, the actual physical world in the making, manifesting as our holy divine infinite magical earthly kingdom, Ashe. Yeshida, the holy divine infinite magical spark, manifesting as our holy divine infinite magical will, Ashe. Heya, our holy divine infinite magical life force, manifesting as our holy divine infinite magical desire, Ashe. Neshama, our holy divine infinite magical heavenly soul, manifesting as our holy divine infinite magical heavenly thoughts, Ashe. Ruach, our holy divine infinite magical soul, manifesting as our holy divine infinite magical word spoken through us, Ashe. Nephish, our holy divine infinite magical earthly soul, manifesting into realization, actualization of form as we all now willing commanded to be, Ashe. Kether, the crown, the supernal crown, Ashe. Hakma, wisdom, the supernal father, Ashe. Bana, understanding and intelligence, the supernal mother, Ashe. Doth, the great abyss of gnosis, Ashe. Hased, mercy, Ashe. Gavura, judgment, Ashe. Tifrit, beauty, Ashe. Netzik, victory, Ashe. Ha, glory, Ashe. Yasad, foundation, Ashe. Malkut, kingdom, Ashe. The
Ashe.
power, might, and will of the great nothingness of the almighty powers of the great nothingness of almighty flow. The primordial cosmic flower constantly blooming the absolute all into being, Ashe.
Ashe. Isis Ashe. Empress Ashe. Cyrus
Ashe.
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 Order out of chaos beings Ashe.
Ashe.
Young gods Ashe. New gods Ashe.
Ashe.
Um, all goddesses known and unknown, all gods known and unknown, Ashe.
Ashe.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's been a hiatus. Uh,
Yeah, we're back.
did you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your friend. Hmm. 9. Oh, my birth number. That's my birth number. All my numbers and my birthday adds to 9.
Well, there are very correspondence or correlations between these sacred geometry, how frequencies are oscillating between these different worlds and impose super what they call them superimposing on other frequencies.
Yeah, how they all interlap with one another.
Right, they superimpose on each other just like and when you're talking about quantum realities and then
Hmm.
quantum computers and how they compute on a quantum level because they have these devices now that are able to basically tune into these uh finite or like not finite but these subtle frequencies that's amongst us. Like people dismiss crystals, right? Because we are operating in AC/DC current, right?
Hmm.
And these are like direct current and alternate currents. And this is just basically this primitive way of extracting energy from this electric magnetic phenomenon that they're using to fuel. Of course, they're using oil too, but I'm saying this is how they're extracting direct energy, direct current from to create these societies. But there
Yeah,
are, yeah,
but they need that crude oil to operate the generators to to make the electricity.
right, no doubt. But
Yeah.
crystals are very subtle energy that we are not tuned in to. We don't we can put it like this. We can literally create. I'm about to create one right now. I'm about to create a device that tunes into the frequencies of the crystal and able to harness that energy.
Well, you got to be careful. Well, one thing you got to realize is that we have, like that video I sent you with Billy Carson, talking about that we have these crystal things in our brain. Plus, our blood is crystals.
Right. This is why we have an affinity for crystals, though,
Yeah,
because it's something that's within inside of us too. It's like
yeah,
a symbiotic. It's like a semiotic relationship.
yeah. Our blood is liquid crystal. It's a liquid crystal, and when it dries up and you look at it under a microscope, it looks like crystals.
Right. So this right here is just a demonstration of this mathematics that correlates with DNA, sacred frequencies, sacred geometry, and
Hmm.
they basically have these similarities when they're see. You can see right here on this one, it's like uh, in this one right here, that's a illustration of oscillating forces, oscillating energies.
Yeah, it's almost look like first two pyramids on top of each other, and inverted and extroverted pyramids.
Right. But
Hmm.
that's the torus, the torus that everything is flowing in that type of self-sustaining torus field. It's like a torus field, right?
Hmm.
It's like self-sustaining because it's collapsing upon itself over and over again.
A torque field, but I mean arc field, or maybe.
Well, it can be a torque field or a torus field or whatever. It just you seeing how energy everything is self-sustainable. It created itself. So this is how energy flows. You can see in the nature of how energy flows that it's self-sustainable.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're not taught that in this world. They use energy as something that's very finite, and that we have to depend on them to get it. They use energy to control us. I mean, we should have free energy, but we don't. But you know what I wanted to really touch on tonight?
Go ahead.
The difference between the post-millennium process, and versus reparations, and then what would the U.S. really look like in the aftermath of the Moors regaining their birthright and um, reestablishing the government again, and under the authority of the treaties already set down way before the United States was even thought of.
Good question, because post millennium basically is superior law, and reparation would be inferior law, based on the sense of you can't even have an argument of reparations unless we're assembled into a body politics, and that body politics um, forms a government that
Hmm.
speaks to that issue of reparations, because
Hmm.
reparations is only reserved for a nation.
Yeah.
So anybody who trying to compare them, they just is really not comparable, because you have to have one to even for one either for the other one to even be relevant in your existence, in your political status. You can't even have reparations. Why are we even having a reparations argument and trying to appeal to the United States government for first of all, it wouldn't be to the United States. It would be to Britain, right?
Yeah, it would be to whatever
Spain,
was there
it-
before
right.
when
It
the
would be
treaty.
Britain, Spain, Portugal,
France.
uh, France. They the ones that owe us actually reparation, because the United States of America is a quasi sovereign state. It's a
Yeah,
quasi sovereign state.
it's sort of like their child. All of their
It is their child. It's not sort of like it is their child. It's just a maintaining of their colonization on Moorish land. That's all they're doing
Yep.
with the United States of America. They're just maintaining their colonization. Canada too.
Hmm. Yeah, Canada.
Right?
Yeah.
All of these quasi nationality, they're all de facto. You know that, right? Salvadorians, all
Hmm.
these Southern American countries, they're all the result of colonization, right?
Filipinos.
Because the indigenous people didn't erect these states and these body politics. The indigenous people didn't erect it. For a good example is Hawaii,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Hawaii, prior to it being annexed by United States of America, it was a kingdom. It was a sovereign kingdom, and it had a king and everything.
Hmm.
But as soon as it became annexed by the United States of America and became the what 51st state, 51st state, I mean, or
No,
the 50th.
Israel's the 51st state.
Wow. For real though. Hey, but the 50th state, whatever state you want. But what happened was, and this is that's ongoing in this is something that's ongoing in Hawaii too, because they're making the same claim that we're making over here on Morris land over
Oh,
here. The
uh-huh.
Hawaiian people, the indigenous Hawaiian people, are making the same claim that they're colonizers and they're occupying our land, and but they're taking the wrong approach. They're not taking the post-millennium approach.
Oh, that's why they burnt them up.
That's probably why. It is probably why they send that beam, that beam to people's to their. They had that beam that was. I mean, allegedly, because they're gonna try to
Yeah,
say allegedly they let that beam off on them. But I
yeah,
don't
but
know if it was for that, but it could be.
yeah, with the bean, but everyone else, like all the rich people, they had their house trimmed in blue. They had these blue mats or something over their homes, and that beam, the blue neutralizes the beam. It doesn't affect it.
what's so in the interest of the people? What's so in the interest of the people right now that the people, local people in this underground media had figured that out early.
Mm-hmm.
That and we have evidence, video evidence that there was a beam that was beaming down on those people. I've seen the
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah. A death ray.
So it's like if we are being threatened by these governments right now, because it seems like that's what they're doing. They're trying to
Hmm.
hold hostage. They're trying to hold all of the people of the world hostage right now.
Yeah, it's them against us now.
Yeah, it's been that. It's been that, but we just now are waking up to the fact that that's their agenda. That's not our agenda. And like I always said, these are not humans.
No.
These are not humans. I'm telling y'all.
Hmm.
Mark my words. When we find out who are the elements of the deep state, I guarantee you they're not going to be humans.
No, those archons.
Right.
Yeah, they those.
Also, we got to consider that they may be principalities.
Yeah, well, same thing.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
they all the same. They both the same thing. The rulers. The
Right.
rulers would be principalities.
So the thing about, okay, going back to the post-millennium conversation though, and
Yeah.
what it would look like when the Moors wake up to our actual political status under the protection of treaties.
Yes.
What that will look like is we will take back rulership over a big portion of what is referred to as not only the United States but other mass of lands that was under the Moorish Empire.
Would that include Canada, Mexico, South America,
Right. Yeah.
Central America? Huh?
Right. Right. Because that was under the Algonquin Moors, the Algonquin Moors and the Hananasi Confederation.
Mm-hmm.
Right. They signed treaties with those Moors too. You
Mm-hmm.
got the Camp Home Treaty. I'll be mentioning stuff because I want people to go look up this stuff.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
should. I want to be. I want to look it up too. I
Camp
want to take
Camp
the
Home
time.
the Camp Home Treaty is the treaty where the the Delaware Moors had um, agreements with the British because there was around the time they had a war with France, and
Hmm.
there was lakes that it was military strategic for them, for the British, and they had to sign treaties with the Delaware Moors to even go back and forth in the areas.
Yeah, but somehow they figured out a way to trick us or to catch us off
Well, they
guard.
just what they did was they was at war. We was still at war. You got to realize we was constantly at war with these pale skin ones. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? From the Gully Wars to the Seminole Wars, we were
Yeah,
constantly at war. Those wars lasted long periods of time, brother.
yeah,
So
they
it
did.
wasn't just like it was just uh, dandy when they, you know what I'm saying, was occupying the land and going about. They was getting their ass beat, really. This would be
Yeah,
real.
they were getting fucked
They ass
up.
beat, really. You know what I'm saying? At one time, but then they would result to craftiness that we had not known that level of craftiness yet.
Yeah, they were step to lows.
Yeah, we hadn't known that level of low yet.
No, we have not. No,
Yeah,
because that was the impurity. They were a part of us, but the impure part of us.
right.
Ew, that's dangerous. That's a dangerous part of us.
Yeah, crafty.
Yeah, and it's walking around amongst us, running the fucking world, running amok.
Well, at this point, it's like most people desire to be the elite. This is why P. Diddy
Yeah.
was able to get away with what he got away, and R. Kelly. I'm focusing on them because the you my thing is the hypocrisy of this whole case. His, and R. Kelly's, and Bill Cosby, hypocrisy, because Europeans have been doing this shit that they putting brothers in jail for years.
Yeah.
The fuck out of here, man. What?
Yeah.
First of all, this is, I'm not condoning nothing the bullshit, freaky shit, and I'm not down with the shit. I ain't with the shit, but I just got to point out the hypocrisy.
The hypocrisy.
The
Yeah.
the the, the
Go ahead.
point of her P. Diddy case, they got him in jail for trafficking, no evidence. They have no evidence of this, right? But they're
Hmm.
putting it in a public, or they're putting it in a public that he was doing freaky parties. Well, that's
Hmm.
not illegal.
No.
All of
No.
everybody's indulging the consent. That's not illegal. And then they try to say he's locked up for sexual abuse. No, he's not. No, he's not. That's not the charges he's being charged for. He's being charged for trafficking, human trafficking.
Yes.
But there's no evidence to back that up. So this, all I'm saying is everything is suspicious about this case. Everything is suspicious about this goddamn system. But this is we got to be due diligence with our critical thinking, man. It's like, what's really going on? Because everybody's on the surface with this shit and just talking about P. Diddy. I'm like, man, this is way bigger than P. Diddy. What y'all talking about?
Tell you what's going on, man. What just happened is that the interest rate yield curve just uninverted. 2 years ago, it inverted. When it became inverted, that was a signal saying that we were moving in the direction of something bad. Okay, we were moving in a fucked up direction. And now that it's uninverted, that's the signal that we have arrived.
Well, listen, I I've I've always looked at all the old sitcoms of the '90s, right?
Hmm.
What I realized is they were talking about in the '90s. They were talking about recession, and now we're still talking about recession. It's like since then we've been in perpetual recession.
Well, that's because in uh, in the 70s, when Nixon took us off of the gold standard, that made it possible for the government to print money and devalue the currency. And
That's a
by
slave system.
okay, and then plus we have the Federal Reserve, the Federal Reserve Act of what 1913. They're fucking with the money and shit, turning it all into debt. Money is really debt. Currency is a debt instrument.
Um, when you look at it legally, that's not even considered money. It's called a fiat currency. It's a
Well,
fiat.
yes,
It's not necessarily money, because
no,
money
it's
has to have intrinsic value backing it. It have nothing intrinsic value backing it at all.
yeah. You're talking about hard asset, hard. That's
Right,
not hard money.
right. So it
Okay.
can't be. It legally is not legally money. This is how a lot of people are using the argument of I can't I can't pay anything. That's an argument, a legal argument that most people are using. I can't pay anything because I don't have nothing to pay it with. Because only in order to pay something, you would have to pay it with something of equal value of what the product you're getting, and the dollar does not equip the person value of the dollar is going so low that it's not valuing to the merchandise or the goods that's on the market.
Yeah, it's been devalued. But now that the interest rate yield curve has uninverted, we're at the beginning stages of the next major economic event. Okay, now, 2 weeks ago, when Jerome Powell, the Fed chairman, decided to cut, listen to this shit, man. They cut interest rates by 50 basis points. Okay. And then the reason he said they did that was because the economy is still strong, but there's weakness overseas, and we don't want our economy for it to cause things to get bad over here. But so we cut rates to make sure that things stay strong. Dude, since when you cut interest rate 50 basis points when you have a strong economy? When you hike interest rates when you have a strong economy. You don't
Right.
cut interest rates when you have a strong economy. You only cut interest rates 50 basis points when you're scared and you see something coming that you know you is nothing you can do to stop.
Right.
And that's just what happened.
Look, allegedly 159 countries just dropped the dollar.
Well, they're still part of the SWIFT system. They can't get out of the SWIFT system, okay? The only way you're gonna get out of the SWIFT system was with a major military beatdown. You kick everybody else's ass and you start your own system,
Right.
which is what China and Russia and a few other countries are trying to do by starting the BRICS. But they're gonna get a lot of resistance from the Western worlds, not just from the U.S. but from the U.K., Canada, everyone who's aligned with the Western world.
Yeah, that's part of that split reality that we're in because there's two different worlds that's going to operate simultaneously. One,
Mm-hmm.
there's going to be one that's this what they're calling the BRICS countries that accept that in that currency, and then there's going to be one that's still on the petrodollar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're gonna have two different polarities.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that, to me, if you ask me,
Yeah.
if if we survive the natural disasters that's coming,
Yeah.
we in a good position.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, with this knowledge of the government, oh no, it's next. That's next level. That's the biggest solution we could have gotten from that. And that's why I give honors to Brother Shem and
Kim
Abdullah
and
Bey.
Malik. Yes, me too.
Shem and Abdullah Bey. No one else, and this to this day, still people are not up on. So you at being introduced, you should feel privileged to be even introduced to this knowledge, bro. Because don't nobody else know
I am.
amongst us, bro. We
Yeah.
don't know. Like I'm debating brothers all damn day, uh, cleaning them up, washing them up with just washing them
I'm,
up.
yeah, I'll be there soon. I'm getting there.
Yeah, you
I'm
just got to
getting,
keep studying, man. This shit is interesting to me. I love studying this stuff now.
I know the more you study, I'm getting. And it's a lot of stuff that I know that I don't know, but I know I just don't have it all. It's a
See, but
lot to know.
that's the difference between somebody who's beginning in this stuff, who is like really don't have no real insight of certain subject matters. That's what made me have an advanced. I came in as an advanced class because I had already been familiar with a lot of concepts, especially in international law. When I first
Mhm.
went into Moorish Science Temple, I was like, this is weird. Y'all trying to act like y'all assembling yourself into a nation, but it to me is like a religion.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all act like y'all because I knew certain social politics. I knew certain jurisprudence. Even when
Mhm.
I first began, I'm like, this don't look like an assembling of a nation.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because
So,
the assembling
so,
of a nation looks like what the Europeans was doing in the 1700s when they
yeah.
start constructing the United States Constitution. But the thing about that is that was all propaganda because it wasn't necessarily created for the people. This is how shit start, right?
Yeah.
Starts from the grassroots, right?
Yeah.
and then it get co-op because it become more popular and become more. When stuff become more popular, like for example, if our show become more popular, they're gonna start doing their bullshit.
Oh, hell yeah.
They're gonna start doing their bullshit because we ain't got no views. Ain't worried about them.
Yeah, ain't worried about us. We just go in there and fuck with the audio for a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. Make sure they don't leak out too much.
But read this was on my screen right quick.
Let me blow this up. The enslavement of European doesn't fit the general theme of European world conquest and colonization that is central to the scholarship on the early modern era. Robert Davis, professor of Italian Renaissance history, Ohio State University. Oh, yeah, we what they did to us was in return to what we did to them first.
Well, mostly you got to recognize that it's psychological warfare.
Yeah.
Psychological warfare, and they are playing it. They suppressed all of these years. They suppressed the Moors, right? And
Mm-hmm.
how did they do it? It ain't like they directly did it. They just missed. They just made us misidentify as something that didn't even relate to that greatness.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even from this to this day. I have to get our people to recognize that yes, you can say we all of that, and but guess what? You just because we got an identity crisis that's really bad amongst our people because we don't recognize how we are all of these different people of the ancient world. We all of them.
Yeah,
So
but
the thing about it is, why do I identify as a Moor though? Because we was ruling the seven seas under that title. That's why
okay.
we was ruling the seven seas.
Okay, that's the seven chakras.
Listen, man. This is the reason why we want to proclaim our nationality, bro. Because once we claim our nationality,
Hmm.
we will change the world economy overnight.
What will become of the United States of America as it is today? Let's say it's
It was
we
I don't I
reclaim.
mean it was first of all it will be still strictly adhering to international treaties that made it possible to even operate over here. So the reason why they're not adhering, this is why they uh, all of these Western nations are guilty of denationalizing us, which is a crime against humanity. So they all refer to us in their legislation as black. That's a crime against humanity.
I'm
Or
gonna check.
they are what are they identify us as African American. That's a crime against humanity.
I'm reading this what you just put up with Barack Obama. It says to so Tom. So Tom Joyner interviews President Barack Obama on his Tom Joyner morning show and greets him by saying, "It's our first black president of the United States." President Obama replies, "Tom, I don't look at myself as the first black president because the word black has no standing at law."
And guess what? You can't find that recording. You can't find that video. You can't
Hmm.
find that shit on. But these are the accounts of people who actually heard that recording or that
Hmm.
they was live that day when Tom Joyner was interviewing. This is right after he became president.
Hmm.
Tom Joyner interviewed him.
Mm.
Right? You can't
Yeah.
find that video online. But this right here, what you're reading, is an account of somebody who watched that show,
Yep.
and they
And
know damn well that's what he said.
so he knows this.
Hell yeah, he's a constitutional lawyer. He's very versed on international, and I mean not international, but he's very versed on political identities, jurisprudence, and all that thing. He know what he's talking about.
Mm.
Another
Oh,
movie. It's another movie people need to watch. It's called. It's with Denzel Washington was a constitutional lawyer.
Manchurian.
No, no, no.
Oh, okay.
It was way that was Manchurian. You going too far back. This is like 2000. He did a movie in like 2007, 2008, or something like that. And it
Mm-hmm.
was I'm gonna remember it and tell y'all in a minute. But he played a lawyer in that. In that whole movie, they giving you hints to what the Moors have been teaching for years. They even got a picture of Noble Drew Ali in the damn movie.
Damn.
That's why I gotta hold up. Let me. I think it was called. Hold on. I'm gonna look it up for you right quick. Keep on talking right quick.
So, since you brought up Noble Drew Ali, what was the controversy between him and the Moorish temple?
The controversy between him and the Moorish temple is that there were people who, just like we see now, when they see power and they see there's always corruption that comes along with that, and we've been the first ones that did it. So there were people who basically were jealous of Noble Drew Ali and they wanted his place. So a lot of people start claiming the teaching, start claiming to be the one that was sent by Allah or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then, well, I'm just talking about the story about when he got in his temple. He went in one temple. I forgot what temple it was, but somebody got into a conflict or whatever, and then Noble Drew Ali got in the middle of it, and he ended up getting arrested. And then when he got arrested, it was he caught something and died or whatever when he got arrested, something like that.
I thought they beat. I thought they said he got beaten to death or something.
He probably did. I don't know. There's a lot of hadith behind. I mean, hadith meaning stories, people's accounts of his time on it. So a lot of it is hadith.
Okay, but they were talking about he didn't follow the articles of corporations or something like that. You know what that is?
Articles of say it again.
The articles of corporations.
He didn't follow the articles of corporation.
Some, yeah, I think that's
From
what.
my understanding, I thought the articles of corporation are what the bylaw that you create to structure your corporation. I don't
Mm,
know. I don't. I'm not sure what they talking about, but you got to read the Maccabean file. There's the actual file that breaks all of the because the FBI was keeping tabs on them.
well, yeah, sure. Yeah, they keep
You
that.
got to go study the Maccabean files because it
Yeah,
actually breaks down how it was infiltration and how it was all type of folly play amongst sellouts that infiltrated us, and that's the only way they can get us. They got
yeah,
to sellouts amongst us that infiltrate, come in and do some bullshit and
yeah.
destabilize everything.
I gotta do is go get some hungry Christian boys.
Right, right, right. But then right now, the status of the Moorish Science Temple. This is why I don't understand why Moorish Science Temple members think they have the time to talk to other Moors that don't basically align with the temple on what they should be doing when the temple is in shambles right now. Like they got home office is a gang of different temples claiming to be the home office.
Mm-hmm.
They have multiple different conventions every year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like y'all need to get y'all stuff in order right now before y'all start criticizing other Moors.
They're kind of like in left field.
And I still support the Moorish Science Temple. I started in the Moorish Science Temple,
Okay.
right? I started in the
Yeah.
Moorish Science Temple, and I support the Moorish Science Temple. But there's a lot of egos and people who are like uppity
Mm-hmm.
with the knowledge. They're uppity with the knowledge, right? Meaning you got to come through me. You got to come up under me to get the knowledge and all this type of thinking. They're
Oh.
they're they're operating clandestine a lot of time, and I'm like, no, y'all. This birthright, this knowledge that Noble Drew Arlene brought to us. This ain't nothing that you can monetize, and this ain't nothing that you're supposed to be trying to
Get
take
over.
advantage of the peoples with. No, give it to the people. Stop faking them. Tell them that they not black and explain why they not black, social politically.
Yeah.
These people are keeping it confusion right now. That's all I'm saying. These people are spreading confusion and keeping the confusion. Because me personally, I'm gonna just be real, bro.
Yeah.
85 to 90% sellouts amongst us. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. 85 to 90% sellout amongst us. If we get, and so put what I'm saying is, they estimate we're 40 million in America, right?
Mm-hmm.
Out of that 40 million, 80 to 90% of these Negroes is sellouts.
Yeah, probably more than that.
I'm telling you, they just thinking about they don't nobody, and this is why I wouldn't. Shem and Abdullah is talking about people hearing it because they're hearing it and like have some. There, they've got some resistance. They've gotten some people that want to. Why? Because a lot of people have been benefiting off of the way it's been operating, the way the movement's been for a long time.
Been
People,
making money off of it. Mm-hmm.
right? Because what we're doing is fuck all these little situations where this person get a remedy, this person get remedy, this body get remedy. No, what we're talking about is everybody is protected under the Moorish government.
Okay.
So that means it ain't your you can't do it where, oh, I'm the, because in the Moorish Science Temple it's like we the one got the knowledge, so y'all come all over here,
Mm-hmm.
or we got the knowledge, so y'all all come over here. None of them are saying. None of them are saying. Let's just create the the structure that people can come in, or they feel to come in. They don't have to. They can just stay with the United States. Let them say where they go. Some people are going to choose to still be United States citizens and be dual citizens or more. Son. But me personally, I will be suspicious of those people, and I will have protocol to make sure that they won't turn on our structure to sabotage what we do. We're gonna have to look out for that when we start really
Yeah.
assembling those who are actually genuine, sincere, and a good heart, and want to see us win and want to see us actually be free. Right? They're going to be amongst
Yeah.
us, and they're going to be infiltrators amongst us. There's going to be people, and we got to just be realistic about that, man.
You gotta get people that are gonna be loyal to the crown.
Yeah, I mean, if when you think about it, they give more incentives because what we're doing is something that's like way greater than most people can fathom based on their lower vibrational, emotional way of
Yeah.
perceiving things. Like you're on a lower vibration, so they
Mm-hmm.
gonna give you $1 million. You like fuck what they talking about.
Yeah.
Niggas are
And
ready
but
to
what
sell
we're talking about,
niggas are ready to sell you out for $1 million, bro.
yeah, but what we're talking about is far more valuable than that. Far more
Yeah, very
valuable.
more right because that million is collapsing. We just talked about that.
Yeah, they can. Yeah,
What
they
you
can
gonna do with a
devalue
million
that.
dollars? What you gonna do with $1 million in the goddamn economy? Doesn't it's not supported on a global scale anymore.
Should the economy can come to a complete screeching halt when we have the next credit crunch, the next credit
Right,
crisis.
right,
Well,
right.
nothing. Yeah, you won't be able to get money out of the
Also,
ATM. You won't.
also, they've been withholding the government shutdown negotiations for fucking about 5, 10 years now. The government's supposed to have another meeting about the government shutdown again, bro.
I think they solved it. I mean, I think they.
That's
Uh,
not what I heard. That's not what I heard. They say in October it's going to be crucial.
well,
It's
they
about to be
got to do
crucial in
it before
October.
the election. And the government not in service, and right before the election. Well, these next 2 months are going to be unlike anything else.
It's going to change everything. You're
Yeah,
not going to have the you're not going to have the conveniencies and the comfortability that you had before. You're going to have to. I'm glad because people are too comfortable to hear the truth.
yeah.
They too comfortable to hear the truth right now. So, and that's all finna come down on y'all ass. Like brother, rest in peace. The brother who's an ancestor now,
Yeah.
Kevin Samuels used to say, "Winter is
Mm-hmm.
coming. Winter is
Mm-hmm.
coming, bro. And it's not about to be pretty, man. I'm sorry.
And the
I'm
fall
sorry.
is
It's
here
not
now.
going to be pretty,
The fall is here, but the fall is here first.
right? I mean, the fall is have been happening over a period of 50 to 100 years now. Like, I mean, we are at the ass end of what we're calling the fall of this society, end of the world. Because you know what the end of the world actually means. That just
End of
means
the.
the end of a society.
Mm-hmm.
A dominant society,
Well,
though, a hegemonic
no.
society.
Actually, this is the 24,000 year cycle. It's going to really be an end of the world. It's going to. I mean, the
Yeah,
elements,
I mean,
everything's going to
yeah,
change.
yeah, you're right. I agree.
The Earth is going to give herself a whole new fucking facelift
And
in order to.
what happens is, if you're not engaging in higher vibrational activity right now, then
Yeah.
you're going to be stuck in the lower vibration that is going to be simultaneously operating or existent in this greater reality that we're talking about. You either going to high, you're either going to take your vibration to a higher level. And I'm seeing it. Look, this shit is happening right in front of my face. I'm experiencing it in retrospect right now and right in my face, man. Because I'm seeing how me being a higher vibrational engaging in higher vibrational activity, right? I'm
Hmm.
seeing how it's setting me apart from other people, bro. Not in the sense
Oh,
of I'm better than them, but it's setting me
yeah.
apart in the sense of it set me apart in the sense of I'm understanding the
Fights.
universe and the nature of the universe, and I'm corresponding with it. I'm going in synchronicity with it now. I'm not going
Yeah.
against it. I'm going with it. I'm with it. Like that's why I always say the destruction of this shit. Yeah, come on, because that's
Yeah.
nature. That's nature.
Yeah.
Nature. You can't. You better go along with nature, or you get robbed, stuff, or get wounded up in it.
You'd be like this. I saw this video on TikTok. Well, this motherfucker jumps out of an airplane with a parachute next to a volcano, and the guy caught in the wind, and that wind blew his ass right into the lava. Tell me, that was good.
No, when you said it, I visualized the shit. Oh my god, that shit was hilarious, man. Come on.
Yeah.
God damn. Oh my god.
Oh shit, that's what you call cleansing, baby. Purification. Yeah,
Right,
shit,
right,
man.
right.
All the volcanoes. See, hey, we got the second moon coming tomorrow, man.
Yeah, I heard. I heard.
Yeah,
That's
that's gonna
no,
be a
that's nothing but
lot.
an asteroid that's gonna that's nothing but an asteroid that's gonna get caught in our orbit for about what, a
Yeah,
month or two.
yeah, about 50 something days. But it's going to have a gravitational effect, though.
Oh yeah, it's probably gonna be a big earthquake, probably.
Oh yeah, and it's going to be superstorms. Motherfuckers are going to be way worse lunatics than they were.
Right.
The next two full moons. Will it be here for two full moons or one full moon? Mm, it might be here for two full moons. Damn, it's going to be here for. I think it's going to be here for the election.
Listen, man. All I tell the general public is you are beyond what they've told you you are. Okay, and take
Yeah,
that into the future. You are way
uh,
beyond what they're telling you that you are. Okay.
but they so damn um, indoctrinated. It doesn't matter anymore. The indoctrination is completely taking over the system until it rejects anything that does not harmonize with it. And these people are no longer capable of being able to be aware of that. It's like an alien virus inside of them.
Well, I hear helicopters over here, and I hear ambulance over there. Over you, where I hear ambulance over there, and y'all.
Yeah, well, they gone now. Well, hey man, that's just a normal, big ass city. Whole lot goes on.
Right. That's why I like gathering this information, man, because it's like irrefutable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can refute it, but
Oh, the indoctrination will infute it in the name of the Holy Bible, which is the Word of God, and is absolutely true.
this is the ancestors we need to put in our ashes. Runoka Rashidi.
Okay.
He's the ancestor, so we need to put him in the ashes. Ashe.
Okay.
Nakarashidi, Ashe.
Ashe. What about that name?
Yeah,
What about
yeah, he going to Ashes too.
he's part of the Ashes
Yeah,
too?
he's a sellout. He's a sellout, but he going to Ashe. I think
Okay.
he realized his sellout shit wasn't gonna get him nowhere, so he started
Hmm.
telling the truth, and that's why they assassinated him. He like, ain't no need, it was no reason for me to sell out. What I'm selling out for really doesn't have no value because he was seeing the depreciation of the dollar. He was seeing that back then. The same thing we're seeing now. He seen it back then. He started gaining knowledge about the shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
he started doing speeches that were not popular speeches, right? Because he started breaking his going. He started defying the. He stopped being compliant to his uh, uh
Oh, he was out of compliance. He was
right. He
in
stopped
compliance.
being compliant to his religious
His
status. What you call that again? The 304. I mean, what you
oh,
call a religious status?
501c3.
Yeah,
501c3.
501c3. The 501c3.
Yeah.
501c3.
Oh, he wasn't. He was going outside the guidelines of the 501c3.
Right, because if as someone who's compliant to the 501c3, you cannot you cannot deal with um, international issues. You cannot speak on international issues. You can only speak on
Mm-hmm.
domestic issues and only vaguely though. They basically
Yeah.
censor you in the sense of you gotta. It's a basically a compliance to being censored so that you don't get as a preacher. They're more, if you know them back in the past, preachers were more known to tell the truth because of their. A lot of them had guilt that you know what I'm saying for their convictions. They had guilt, so they wanted to tell the truth. So they had to
Hmm.
prevent that. Yeah,
So they
but
start what happens in seminary school stays in seminary school, and they start bringing some of the stuff they learned in seminary school outside of seminary school.
right.
But
So remember,
what happens?
remember that documentary, Satan's something of the Bible,
Yeah, Satan view of the Bible. Yeah,
huh?
Satan guide, get Satan guide.
Yeah, Satan's guide to the Bible, right?
Yeah, Satan guide to the Bible. That shit was so funny. That shit
It was
was funny.
informative. It was very informative. It's a lot of stuff that I kind of knew, but I didn't know the details on how in seminary they know that they got this what they call the something logical fallacy or something that they know it's all
Infallible.
lies.
Infallible.
Yeah, infallible, whatever. Because so basically
Hmm.
they know. But the thing about religion is it's a form of cognizant dissonance, right?
Hmm.
But it's a very advanced spirituality too, because belief is very powerful. So
Yeah.
what I'm saying is they're using it to they're using it to make people mindless followers because you have to be able to be broaden your thinking and not um, compartmentalized to one aspect of it because most Christian people, most religion people, they encompass everything in the Bible, and if it don't say it in the Bible, then it's not legitimate.
It's not. Yeah, it's not that we don't fuck with it.
And my thing is, this is why I don't argue with people religions because you can believe what you want to believe. I don't. I mean, that's up to you. I'm not
Hmm.
arguing your belief.
Hmm.
But they have to. A lot of people in religion, they're insecure about their convictions, so they always trying to convince everybody else that their God is real. I mean, you ain't got to do that. We show. I mean, at the end of the day, if you so sure in what you just believe in that and do that, all those who gather in that congregation, they do that.
Hmm.
But no, y'all have to impose it. If you look
Yeah.
at
I mean,
if you look at the real essence of what the Bible is, a political agenda in the
hmm.
Bible, and
Hmm.
there's a military aspect of
Uh,
it too.
military ops.
Right. It's a military aspect of it. There's a
Hmm.
military component to it because how in that documentary, Satan's Guide to the Bible, they talked about how God ordered the Israelites to kill all the Canaanites.
Yeah.
They're only they're only God's only um, reasoning for that was that they were practicing idolatry or they was practicing child sacrifice,
Hmm.
right? And
Hmm.
when you go to that culture, right, they
Hmm.
don't literally practice child sacrifice literally like that, right?
Uh
There's
huh.
this is a symbolic gesture. This is not what was literally going on. But the Israelites make it appear because when I talk to Israelites, I'm like, why are y'all condemning cultures that y'all don't even know the in depth understanding of that culture? You're condemning them. You don't even know what like they condemn Egypt, right?
Yeah.
And practices in Egypt. And I'm like, do y'all fully understand it? Because I'm seeing y'all attribute characteristics to certain things in Egypt that's incorrect.
Hmm.
right? That's incorrect. You're making an argument so that you can go to war with them and have odds with these people,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's just like how you create a straw man argument, right? You have to
Yeah.
create a straw man argument to make your argument relevant, because most of the time, when I have conversations and debates with most brothers, they have to make it appear as if I'm at odds with them, so they will attribute characteristics to my argument that I'm not saying. I didn't say that. I said this.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed that before? People will take what you're saying and
Yeah.
then
All the
transform
time.
it to something that's palatable for their thinking.
Yep. And it's all framed in their Christian frame of thinking.
Right, right.
And what I'm saying is completely outside of that, but they trying to fit me into their frame
Yeah, yeah.
and
They
just
do that. They do that to
put me
everybody.
right here. Yeah.
They do that to everybody. But it shows. But it shows that y'all don't have a conviction that y'all are solid in. Y'all are insecure about it so much that you got to convince the whole world to the point where I'm going to force you to believe my God is real. Military order. This is what I'm talking about. It's military.
Mm-hmm.
It end up being, because look at what the Israelites be saying, the black Israelites in the community. They saying if they get their chance to do it, they gonna kill off a gang of motherfuckers, man. They said it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, based on the scripture, how the scripture saying they believe, saying how when Jesus come back in Armageddon and all that shit,
Mm-hmm.
that means that they think that gives them sanctions now to kill everybody that they want to kill. That they
Yeah.
deem is not bound. They're not following the rules of their God.
The order. Yeah, they're not in order. Yeah,
It's
and
all
really,
military, huh?
Armageddon is, most people say it's going to be a court case. Is really a court case. Is when the Moors is really when the Moors really take back their true birthright.
Right. And then what happens is we're going to vibrate on a higher plane to where the stuff that's going on here is going to be a vague memory to us.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's going to be.
this is a
It's going to be.
potential. What I'm telling you is this is a potentiality that we need to foster in our thinking. We're if we want to create our reality, right?
Yep.
Are we going to foster in our thinking that the destruction and everything is hopeless?
Mm-mm.
No, we don't want to. We don't want to perpetuate that thought process. We want
No.
to perpetuate the thought process of the government is set up. We got our own area of separated, and we're vibrating. You got to understand that when we master
Mm-hmm.
ourselves, I'm talking about as a group, we master ourselves. There are powers
Mm-hmm.
that come with that. There are powers. There are great powers, not only social, political, and I'm talking about spiritual powers.
Yeah, powers with the ethers.
Yes,
Yeah.
because once you reach that level of a maturity and y'all synchronize yourself on a spiritual level to the point where now you're tapping into a part of yourself, you're tapping into a part of yourself that is not accessible until you get to that maturity.
Yeah. And then once we tap into ourselves, then we can really truly control our destiny. We
I
can
I
shape our destiny.
I tell people like this: if 100 thousands of us focus our thoughts on something like lifting a mountain, 100,000 of us focus. I'm talking about they are actually on the level where they're on the vibration where they can focus like that and actually say, "We're going to lift this mountain." You think it
Yeah.
wouldn't lift?
Mm-hmm.
You
We're
think it wouldn't
all on
lift?
this. Yeah, it will live because we're what they call that the a field of consciousness where the collective, the collective subconscious. a collectiveness of consciousness coming together as one becomes a super master consciousness that can manipulate the ethers and manipulate reality and
Right.
manipulate the forces of nature.
No doubt.
Yeah, yeah, together, yeah, all of us coming together as one, we would be one ugly ass force to reckon with. An awful force.
This is why they fight so diligently to keep us divided.
And they're doing a really good
They
job
fight
too.
diligently to keep us divided, bro.
Yeah, and so far so good. But that's why we do podcasts like this.
Right. But get your last words in, brother. I got to work on my next show too.
Well, last word is post millennium over reparations.
All
Post
day.
post millennium puts us back in a position of power. Reparation keeps us in a position of weakness and subjugation.
Right.
Post millennium takes us out of that subjugation and weakness and put us on top as the sovereigns of the land. And as we become sovereigns of the land, then these people, oh my God, they just landed on Broadwalk. They owe us a lot of fucking rent.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean the back pay for the late taxes that they have to pay according to certain treaties. Oh my
Yeah,
God. That's
yeah.
gonna really gonna
That,
bank. That's what they ain't gonna even have the money. So we're gonna have to negotiate a way for them to basically to actually return those grievances to us or
well,
resolve those issues.
if it was up to me, it would be eviction.
The Prophet Noble Drew
Pay,
Ali said the Prophet Noble Drew Ali predicted or prophesied that the Europeans going to have to take water. That's he prophesied that.
yeah, if it's left up to me, eviction. Pay or quit, motherfucker. The sheriff's
Right,
can call
right.
the
At the
marshals,
end
come
of the
take
day,
get your ass, pack y'all shit and go, motherfucker, and leave all our shit here.
right. I mean,
Yeah, just
I don't want to cut your wisdom for your last words, but I want to read Post Laminia. Post Laminia is a legal principle in international law that grants the right to regain state status and property rights to people that have that things that have been captured by any enemy and that returns to the control of their own country. Right?
stay.
That means the land. That means the natural resources. That means everything that
Yeah,
they have been utilizing because they got to pay taxes on everything that it don't belong to them. It
don't
doesn't
belong to
belong to them.
them.
They be utilizing it. They got to pay taxes on it.
They own our land. They own that. That's our shit. Them my battleships out there. Them my jets.
Right.
Them my military.
Right.
They did that shit on our land. That's ours.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, this is. Remember recently, the brother got killed. A Moor got killed that was who shot a police. Right. Me
Mm-hmm.
personally, I think these are setups to demonize. This is allegedly to actually demonize because the momentum of the Moorish movement is like going to a whole nother level now. We're
Yeah.
taking everything to a whole nother dimension right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're taking shit to a whole nother dimension right now. Like,
And they ain't ready
and
for that.
they see with they're afraid of that. They're afraid of
Yeah.
that. They're afraid of the Moors waking back up and actually putting the order back in things back in order.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Because
well,
the whole lodge was literally set up to shrine the whole culture within the Europe amongst the Europeans. They are custodians for this knowledge.
yeah.
The Europeans, let me say this again. The European nations are custodians for our knowledge. They are
Yeah.
literally custodians for this great knowledge of our treaties in the Moorish Empire.
So
They're
when we wake
custodians
up,
for that,
so when
right?
we wake up, we
So
can
as a
get up.
result of them being custodians, they have benefits for being custodians for that. You got to realize one of their benefits for being custodians of that was what? Being a be all of them became maritime nations.
Mm.
Woo! This shit is when you break it down from the perspective of understanding Moorish jurisprudence and Moorish history. Wow,
Mhm.
it's a whole nother understanding. I'm not. I can't see it the same way y'all see it no more.
And and I'm starting to I'm starting to go down the same road myself.
Listen, you was already on the road. Why? Because you already knew it's impossible for this great power on the planet to fall in the sense of how it fell. That's
Hmm.
too much power. Where is that power at?
Yeah.
Where is that power? And we see that the powers are still there in those treaties.
All we
The
gotta
power's
do
still
is just
there.
all we gotta do is just show up. We
Listen,
just
man,
gotta show up and bring it.
our
And we
ancestors,
back.
our ancestors are geniuses, man.
Thank you, ancestors.
They
Thank you.
geniuses, man.
Thank you,
Stop
ancestors.
bullshit. And I can't
Thank
even
you.
talk. I can't even, man. I stopped listening to any teacher in our community who
Hmm.
still refer to themselves as black. I don't listen
Yeah.
to them no.
Nope.
You have nothing to offer me. No, you have nothing to offer me if you don't even understand that people on the planet have nationalities.
Yeah.
If you don't understand that, y'all can't even. We on the same. We on two different levels of the game because
They
everybody
have.
else. Listen, everybody else have nationality, so they are having another experience
Yep.
than Negro, blacks, and colors.
Yeah.
This is why. This is why we mad at all these immigrants coming over here because we're gonna get lost in a minute.
Hmm.
Being the quasi status that y'all Negro, blacks, and colors choose to continue to be in, you about to get
Oh
lost.
shit. Oh man. And the government is not going to reckon. It's not even going to acknowledge you.
They don't acknowledge them now. Where do they acknowledge them now? The civil. Let me tell you what they acknowledge them in, right? These
Yeah.
quasi ass fucking legislation called the Voters' Right Act and the goddamn Civil Rights Act. That's it.
That's
Have
it.
any of you niggas ever read that goddamn shit and know how frivolous that shit is as it pertains to
Reverence.
enforcing the rights of Negro, blacks, and colors?
Mm.
That shit is frivolous. First of all, they
Enforce
gotta
it.
sign every president gotta decide if they gonna sign the voters right back in, or y'all will be back in the same position of being unfit. See, they had to adjust the requirements for being a voter because you remember it was property owners could only be voters and
Hmm.
white free whites. Listen to what I'm saying. This
Property owners and free rights.
I believe this is stipulated in the Constitution to this day. So they have to adjust. They had to pass faulty or de facto legislation to give the impression to the general public, or just give a pacifier, huh? Y'all, huh?
Here,
Pacifier.
suck on this. Put this in your
We're
mouth.
past, we're past the civil rights. Stop crying.
Here.
We're past the voters' rights. Stop crying. And these Negroes try to guilt us. Oh, you better vote. People die for you to vote. Man, if you don't get the fuck out of my face with that bullshit, man,
Yeah, really.
If you don't get
Yeah.
the fuck out, y'all was all those people who made those decisions, talented tenth bourgeoisie ass sellout ass niggas. They didn't have our best interests in mind. They was working for the crown.
Yep.
All y'all
Mm-hmm.
working for the crown. So how the hell y'all got the best interest of the autochthonous Moors that have been occupying this land for hundreds of millions, probably hundreds of thousands, probably millions of years?
Yeah.
You can't even fathom our status on the land.
Mm. So that means the land obeys. It used to obey us at one point.
We are the land. We are the land. We are look how we blend in. Like this is why a lot of those down south and especially in Florida and Alabama, we was able to do guerrilla warfare and kill a lot of them pale skins off, bro.
Yeah.
Because we can blend into the land. This was
Yeah.
another argument that I was using to the people, right?
Mm-hmm.
That it's impossible for a group of people to come over here from Africa and till the goddamn land. That's impossible.
Yeah.
You have to have
Yeah.
knowledge of the land to till the goddamn land, right?
They just came over here, didn't get sick. Yeah.
Look,
Just
who planted all those crops that the people were picking? Who planted them?
shit. The shit.
The
The slave.
slaves. That exactly. Who else?
This,
You think the Europeans land? They had no fucking knowledge of the land too.
nope.
How do they know how to plant anything over here? Based
They
on the
did.
economy, the climaterical factors and all these different, only the indigenous people.
Yeah. Only the
Had
people that
that
knew the land, the people that's part of the land,
right.
they
They
know.
only want to have that knowledge. So they want to lead us to believe that, oh, they brought us over here enslaved and we just happen to know how to till the land. Fuck out of here, man. I'm sorry I interrupted your last word. Did you finish with your last word, brother?
I'm finished, man. Hey, it was right on time anyway. You
All
took
right,
all the
brother.
words right out of my mouth.
That's right, brother. Yeah, we moving forward. This shit about to get big, and it's gonna
Yeah.
be a lot. It's gonna be. I'm telling you, man. Listen to what I'm saying, brother. There's
Hmm.
gonna be a lot of bullshit in a minute, right? There's
Hmm.
gonna be a lot of bullshit in a minute, okay? Because
Yeah.
once this stuff is in the minds undeniable, because that's the point we're getting to. I'm studying to the point where y'all, I don't, I'm gonna debate all these niggas and clown them for just to show them that you are not on the level. When you need to get in this study group right here, bro. You're not on the level.
Yeah. You need to get in
Y'all
the
not on
study
the
group.
level. I'm killing these
No.
cats. The like
No.
and guess what? I'm glad we underground. I'm glad. It's
Hmm.
there. Y'all stay on the top because that's all y'all talking y'all knowledge to do too is to get props from other motherfuckers and shit. No, I'm genuine
Yeah.
about this. Is grassroots shit. This is genuine people. I only want people to come based on being fascinated by something. Like, no, I want genuine people who realize that we want to actually be free to gravitate to what we're
Hmm.
doing. Who is this?
Hmm.
Evan Mc. What's that? Evan
Hell no.
McWindy?
McWinnie.
Hell no. Hell
Yeah.
no. What? Hell no. What? Yeah. Hell no. What?
Glad you're mad.
Hell no.
Hell
What?
no. You want to stay subjugated
Y'all just
forever? Stay.
always got a disagreement, but you don't even know what you're disagreeing to. You just don't like my tone. You don't like that I'm direct, and it always is these sensitive ass motherfucking men that because I'm talking in a authoritarian way, they're offended. Like,
Yeah.
prove me wrong then. Because
Yeah.
I got tough skin. We can debate all day.
Yeah.
All right, brother. We out.
Okay, man. We are. Good night.